It is the season for us, spring and summer girlies, to wake up. If you have been lazy, not doing your best, not thriving, feeling depressed, all the things all winter long, I've been right there with you. But it is now March and we are finally in the spot where we are able to come alive again, start thriving, start new habits, start new routines. This is honestly the time of year that should be the new year because January just isn't the move, okay? January is just so bleak and there's still like snow and it's cold and it's just like it's not inspirational for me to want to go outside and go on a hot girl walk when it is negative degrees outside and I have to like layer up, wear a super pup. No, it's just not it. So, welcome to your spring reset for the hot mess ADHD girlies. It is finally our time to thrive. Welcome back to the Hot Mess Habits podcast. My name is Victoria Harder. I'm your host. I am a type B ADHD mom, wife, business owner. I work in marketing. I own a photography business. I do a lot of things because I am passionate about a lot of different things. And a lot of what we talk about on this podcast is just balancing doing a lot of things, but also taking care of ourselves and showing up for ourselves, creating good habits and routines, even when we're busy and have a lot of personal life commitments. Welcome here. Today, we're going to be talking all about resetting for the spring, how we can refresh our habits and our routines and just get our life together for the springtime. We are starting off strong with our space. I feel like this is the only time of year when I truly feel like I want my space to just be like clean of everything, and I really have the motivation to start like listing things on Marketplace and taking things to the thrift store. I feel like Marketplace this time of year is just the best because people really are that spring cleaning feeling really is true. And I think also something about like it being lighter in the evenings make people feel like after work they can go pick something up from Marketplace. Before daylight savings, people just like go to work and then they go home and they don't see anyone. So very excited about this time of year. So I've already been listing a few things on Marketplace, which has been nice, and just getting things out of the house, which is a double win because I like to think of Marketplace as just like, I don't want to have to pay to donate this item and I don't want to have to pay to like take this to the dump. So if I can get someone to buy it on Marketplace, that is honestly a huge, huge win for me. So I try to price things accordingly because I feel like people on Marketplace can be absolutely insane with their prices. So I do try to be respectful about that because I just want someone to come take this off my hands. I do not want it to stay in my house any longer. Anyways, getting back to our first point, which is refreshing our space. I feel like, if you have ADHD like me, you can get in the back of your mind like, oh, I want to completely overhaul this whole space. I want to redo everything. I want to redo our whole backyard. But what we really honestly usually need to focus on is just cleaning up what is already existing. We do not need to go buy new things on Amazon. We do not need new organizers. We do not need all of those types of things. What we need to do is just clean up what we already have. I'm preaching to myself here, okay? There have been many times when I will go and I will buy new organizers from my pantry, but let's just say that all that my pantry really needs is for me to go in there and clean it up, not for new organizers. New organizers are not the solution majority of the time. I just need to go and do what I need to do. So for the spring, we want to refresh our space without overhauling it, without spending crazy amounts of money. You do not need a lot of money to clean something up. So start room by room, start small, start with the like bathroom cabinet that you've never organized and pick a few things and slowly work on them without buying anything. That is my challenge to you. This week, I want you to pick one area in your house and clean it, organize it without buying anything new. Okay? That's my challenge for you. Another thing with refreshing your space is just refreshing your clothing wardrobe, swapping out your winter gear for summer gear. This is especially important for us Canadian girls who have big, thick winter jackets, who have a lot of different clothing items for winter and spring. Now is the time of year when you can start swapping those things out. I do have an older YouTube video that I made that talks all about like refreshing my wardrobe for spring. And I feel like some of the tips in there are still relevant. So I'll link that below if you want to watch that. I feel like there's some good tips in there. One thing that's really important that I talk about a lot in most of my reset videos is actually fully swapping your clothing out of your closet so you can't see it anymore, depending on the season. So in the summer or during this time of year, I will literally bring out a Rubbermaid, which has my spring and summer clothes in it, and I will swap it for my winter stuff. If you don't have the luxury of like having enough space to be able to do that, what you can also do is just like move your closet, like where things are stored in your closet. So if all your summer stuff is like right where you can see it, or sorry, if all your winter stuff right now is where you can see it, take the time to move all that stuff to the back, bring the summer stuff forward, just because it's just so much easier when you open your closet and you can actually see what is right to wear for the season rather than looking at like all the winter things. The next thing for our reset is opening your windows in the morning, okay? There is nothing like fresh air in the spring and in the summer. And I feel like just it's so nice and so beautiful to start the day by opening the windows, getting the fresh air, regulating our nervous system with being like, okay, it's morning, we're up, the day has started, the breeze is coming in the windows. Do that and just see how you feel in the mornings. That has been such a game changer for me, is just like having good fresh air coming through the house. Another thing you could do with just like resetting your space is I don't want you to go buy a new thing for this, but just having a type of like catch-all little basket that lives either in your car or right beside your front door, where you can easily, like, if you're in your car and you have a bunch of things, be able to put everything in it, rather than things being strewn about your car. I'm sure that there's a basket in your house somewhere that you can use for this. Bring a basket out to your car, have it there. Remember, like, once a week to actually bring it in, put those things away, because having that little catch-all option I feel like is really nice and makes things feel a little bit less messy. Another tip for cleaning is having disposable wipes. I know these are kind of controversial. I don't know. I'm definitely not the most environmentally whatever person. Having really easy like grab and go wipes that you can wipe things down with has really helped me keep things clean. But cleaning often would feel very overwhelming to me, or like I didn't know where to begin. I didn't like the feeling of like many things, but having wipes that I can really easily grab to just like do a quick wipe down of like our toilets and then throw it away and not have to deal with like the gross rag and all of that, or having wipes in our car to just like wipe down the dash. That has been really, really game changing for me. So definitely highly recommend, especially for the spring. I feel like having some nice like citrus or lavender wipes, the best. One thing I do love switching out is scents. Thinking of citrus and lavender made me think of having different scents for the home. And so in this time of year, I love swapping. I feel like I don't use candles. I know I'm burning a candle right now, but I feel like I don't use candles as much during this time of year. I feel like candles are very like fall, winter for me. But using my diffuser, having very like citrusy, fresh diffuser scents going, that to me is the best. Like cleaning my house and then putting my diffuser on with a citrus smell. Oh my goodness. That is just very spring to me. Okay, the next thing we need to reset for the year, this is like the most important thing for this time of year, is resetting and refreshing your routines and your habits. Okay, I am fine to go easy, quote unquote, go easy on myself in like, January, February, March. But when this time of year, I feel like naturally most of us go a little bit more chill. We need the rest and relaxation of like the winter season. We need it, okay? I feel like not putting too much pressure on ourselves is good during that time of year. But for me, when this time of year hits, I'm like, okay, it is time to do a little refresh on my routines, look at my habits, really evaluate what's going on, ask myself if this is like how I want to be, back at like some of the goals I set at the beginning of the year, look at my vision board and say, okay, what are some actual steps that I need to start taking and really taking seriously for this next season? Having the sun out, having the longer days really does help motivate me. So I have the motivation a little bit more on my side during this time of year. So I want to be able to leverage that and actually take that energy and use it towards creating better habits and routines. So my challenge for you this week would just be look at your routines, look at your habits, really evaluate what's going on and what you can do to kind of up that, be a little bit, more realistic at like looking at your life and what you're doing right now and being like, okay, is this actually how I want to show up for myself? And what can I change right now this week? This week for me, I'm going to be refreshing my routine menus and looking at what I want them to be for this next season of my life. During this time of year, I'm going to talk about this in a little bit about movement, but this is the time of year when I'm starting to like, okay, in the morning, I need to go outside. I need to go on a hot girl walk. I don't want to just be in my house anymore. I need to get my movement in early in the day. And so adding that to myself as a little bit more of an expectation rather than just being like, oh, it's fine if I stay in, it's fine. I'm going to be a little bit harder on myself because it is the time of year when I do want to push myself, give myself some challenges and actually work on meeting those challenges really, really well. Next on the spring refresh is doing a little evaluation on our budget, our spending, what we do need to buy. I do think that this time of year, I feel like in the spring and summer, we can really tend to live it up, overspend a little bit. We want to, buy more like fun outdoorsy things. We want to go out for more drinks. We want to go to the patio more. Like there's a lot more things for you to be able to do. So just doing a little check-in, maybe giving yourself a little bit more money in the budget to do some of those things that you weren't doing throughout the winter. And then also taking a look at what products and things you actually do need for this year, and making a little list of those. I find this so fun, just like looking ahead to the next season and be like, okay, I'm going to need to buy some glow screen. I'm a very big glow screen girl for my sunscreen. So I need to buy some glow screen. What am I going to need for the beach this year? What do we already have that I can reuse? Looking at those types of things, doing a little product like check-in. I'll probably do a little roundup on my Instagram of like some things that I'm buying for the spring, but I just love doing this. And I think that it's nice to be able to do it a little bit more intentionally rather than just start spending money. So it's still early spring. We still have the whole summer ahead of us, but taking the time to just like write those things down that you do want to eventually work on purchasing. Next is just forcing yourself to get outside more, even if it's not super nice out yet. Being able to go outside, move your body outside, I feel like just feels so refreshing this time of year. Maybe that means starting a new spring like movement hobby, whether that's playing pickleball, biking, gardening, any of those things. I feel like just focusing on being able to do things outside during this time of year is the best. What you could do is just set a little fresh air reminder on your phone, especially if you're someone like me who works from home. Set a little reminder at like 2 p.m. or something to like go outside, take a deep breath outside, look at the sun, take your shoes off, because again, sometimes we can just get in the zone. We can be a little bit time blind and forget. So set a reminder on your phone this week to just remind yourself each day, go outside, get some fresh air. Lastly, the thing that I love to do for the spring and summer especially is just to make a bucket list for the season, make a really fun and intentional list of all the things that I want to do in this next season. I do have a template for this that you can use for any season, but I don't know what it is, but for some reason I just love using this template for the spring and summer especially. I feel like in the spring and summer, I think there's just more people that are like, there's more things to do. There is more people that are coming and going. We often have more visitors during this time of year. So, we are planning camping and trips and things like that. So I will leave the link to that below. But I feel like, and obviously you don't need to use my exact template, but sitting down, spending some time dreaming and thinking about what you want this next season to look like can just be so fun and get you excited, especially if you are somewhere where I know that right now is not quite full on spring. Like, we're still in March. So for some places, there's definitely still snow. We're not quite in the sunshine months yet. So I would encourage you this week to just spend some time dreaming, looking at the next season, whether that's writing things down in a list like this or just looking on Pinterest, looking at some new hobbies, looking at what type of garden you want to plant or what things you want to bake or, the farmer's market that you want to go to. Let me know what you're looking forward to in this next season. I would love to hear below. Make sure that if you are on YouTube, that you like this video, that you subscribe to our channel. If you're listening on the podcast app, whether that's on Apple or Spotify, feel free to leave us a review. Those mean so much and really help get the podcast out there. I hope that you have a wonderful week and we will see you guys back here next week.